As you can tell, Nate's not here. I don't know where the hell he went. There's some foreign looking dude. Hey, how are you?
How you doing, sir? What you got going on here?
Who the f are you?
I just came here to make deal. Big deal. With my own briefcase. With this very briefcase right there. Inside of it is all the money you need to buy anything you want.
Are you trying to sell me cell phone cases?
What you want is whatever you want it to be. What do you need? Do you need service?
I need cocaine and hookers.
You need video footage of me face? Give you video footage for all this money. Look at that.
Is that rupees or what kind of currency is that?
I'm only a little blind.
What are you dealing there?
That's none of your business how the money came in my possession.
You can get the f out of my show anytime you want and go get Nate.
Well, I'm going to go bathroom first. And then I'll be back. Sorry, I was late, man. What the hell is this?
I don't know. Some foreign dude came and left it. He sounded like a poor man's Lana.
Oh, that Lana. Her Florida State accent. Well, looks like a new prop, I guess. All right, cool. It's time for the normal weekly Monday Night Raw review. And Zach, go ahead and tell them what we're sponsored by.
Mountain Dew Kickstart!
If you haven't watched the 30 episodes before this shit, you know we're sponsored by Mountain Dew Kickstart.
This shit right here.
Raw was live in a sold-out crowd from Orlando, Florida. Sold out. Yes. Just want to go ahead and give my props to the Orlando crowd. They were great tonight. This is truly a wrestling city here. So the night opened up with
none other.
Then Rusev came out, and him and Lana got in the mic.
But
so then they have kind of like a brawl. It looked exactly as the same as last
yeah,
week.
Yeah. I did like the part where Rusev did the "you can't see me" thing when it was at the top of the ramp. That was cool. That was cool. It was something that he's never done before.
And then, obviously, at the end, when Cena held up the belt.
Yeah, which is a great lead up into their FastLane.
And it just made the United States belt look better, too.
Yeah.
Basic start. And then we go to Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper. Now, before the match, Dean Ambrose did kind of like this news segment thing, which was pretty enjoyable, showing his versatility.
I'm gonna make a bold statement and say he is the king currently of backstage funny segments right now.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Anytime I think Dean Ambrose gets any kind of mic time or face time, or
he definitely makes the most of it.
His crowd was hot for him tonight.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and rate the match.
I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up.
1.5.
Because Luke Harper is a f***ing god. But anyways, I felt like even though Harper was the bigger guy, he didn't
feel
fight.
Like,
yeah, didn't fight like a big guy.
These two guys almost feel exactly alike in the ring, at least.
Yeah,
the characters are a little bit different, but in the ring, they almost dress the same almost.
They just mesh well together.
They mesh
which
very well together.
I wish one of them had a belt so it could be a feud.
Right,
but
right. And I wish this would they would build up Luke Harper enough where this actually could be a feud. So next up, we get to New Day versus Goldust and Stardust. Now, before the match, they announced that Dusty Rhodes was going to appear tonight, and he went to the locker room, and there was Stardust and Goldust. And the best thing I liked about it was when Goldust said, "Cody, you don't want to go up this road. I was in your shoes," or something like that, saying that don't let the character get over you. This segment right here, and then after the match, gave me some clarity of what this feud is kind of all about, really.
Yeah, but the only thing I think it really accomplished was you still aren't sure if he's going to be Cody Rhodes or Stardust, because in the first segment they shook hands and stuff like that, so maybe Cody, but in the end, after when he's just talking to Dusty by himself, then it makes you think it's going to be Goldust or Stardust. I'm sorry.
I think that's what the feud's all about. It's about
having Cody figure himself out.
Stardust or Stardust Cody Rhodes. But the match itself, let's go ahead and rate that match.
I'm gonna give it a thumb down and a half.
Well, this gets 2 thumbs straight up in the air because Kofi Kingston, boom, 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 gets the 3 count, bitches.
Kofi is the worst.
Kofi Kingston killed it tonight. You know what? I think about Kofi Kingston? I think he's just being handicap matches. And then Kofi Kingston can just whip ass all the time.
You're only saying that because it's Black History Month.
No!
It was an okay match.
But the match was really about.
Yeah, that's what it accomplished, was that heel turn.
Next up was Kane versus Roman Reigns. So we're playing role reversal tonight.
We're playing feud switching.
Feud switching.
It's like Family Feud.
Big Show feud with Roman and Kane feud with Daniel. Let's just switch them up, and the crowd will forget about it and still love it, right?
No, it was.
This is still SOS. It's still same old shit, guys.
You want to rank it real quick?
Oh God, 2 thumbs down for me.
I'm gonna go 1.5. The only reason I'm going to give it a half is because Daniel Bryan was ringside. True. And that's good lead up into FastLane.
Ryan on commentary was good, but the whole yes thing on the outside, he, to me personally,
this is what he feels. I don't feel this way.
And it hurts me, but it doesn't really upset me. I think at this point, the way he's acting, they're going to turn Daniel Bryan heel at some point. Turn him heel at some point.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's going to be soon, but they're giving him a very arrogant attitude. I said after our Royal Rumble review, they can keep this underdog role thing going. He's not acting that way. He's not. He's acting that he is the man, that he is already the champion when he's not the champion.
Does that make him the bad guy?
On paper, it kind of does.
It might just make him an arrogant face.
In this era, maybe not exactly. So next up, oh man, oh wow, I don't know if I can talk about this.
Do they have the picture of her in her towel?
Paige got naked.
She didn't get naked. She was already naked, and then they took
naked. I don't think you
want to a towel. Nikki and Brie stole Paige's ring gear, and then the rosebuds were for some reason right outside, and didn't even try to stop Nikki and Brie. So I mean, yeah, but she came out and she had the greatest diss of the night too.
Which was
the quote that's right here. The difference between you and me is that I don't need an outfit to look good. Oh,
even the crowd was like, oh shit.
If you're not gonna have any sort of match between either of the Bellas, the Monday before the pay-per-view, having a segment like that was perfect.
And she just took the mic and said some pretty nice things.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and rate the match real quick. I'm gonna go thumbs up, thumbs down. It was all right.
I'm going to go 2 halves.
I actually think this match on Sunday could be very good. I really do think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of the best.
Considering what happened with the NXT Divas tonight, and we'll get on to later what the other Divas did tonight, they need to step up. They definitely need to step up. And so next up, actually one of the most enjoyable things of the night, but it wasn't the match that was enjoyable. Before the match, Seth Rollins gets on the mic and starts saying some things. Then we get Dolph Ziggler came out. For those of you who watch WWE, Dolph Ziggler never gets mic time. He sometimes gets some backstage interviews and whatnot, but in the ring, live in front of the crowd, he rarely gets mic time.
Yeah.
Rarely.
It was pretty good. It was pretty interesting. Something fresh we haven't seen before. Let's give our rankings of this segment real quick. Down and a half.
For the mic segment?
No. For the whole segment.
The whole segment, then yeah, it's a down and a half. It's a down and a half to me. Because I thought the mic segment was going to lead up to a pay-per-view match. As soon as I saw it happening, I was like, oh, yes, they're going to have a match at
But there was just no story for it.
No, and they just had the match.
It was kind of just like, well, both of you guys need to go out tonight. Let's just throw you guys together.
Instead of building up for pay-per-views, let's just build up the match 2 minutes after the segment. I don't get that. I don't get that.
I think they're just waiting for Orton to come back to face Rollins.
But they couldn't have built up to a pay-per-view match 6 days beforehand, for crying out loud. Next up was Triple H. The game.
And
Ric Flair. The name drop off. Triple H came on the microphone, was saying the things, and then Ric Flair came out. Crowd loved him. Crowd was hot for him. They enjoyed it. Always nice to see old drunk Ric Flair out there getting on the microphone.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's rate this segment real quick. I'm going to go 2 down.
2 thumbs down? Jesus Christ. I'm going to at least go a thumb up and a half.
Why would you bring a guy who hasn't faced Sting in so many years and say he's the same Sting?
But it's got historical value behind this. I think the whole Triple H versus Sting feud is a historical feud because of Sting and his entrance, and then the whole WWE versus WCW thing.
What I didn't like is what Triple H said. He tried that Sting's career was based on Ric Flair. So you're going to bring yourself into the ranks of Ric Flair and the Sting rivalry by bringing him out?
Right, yeah,
it's very hypocritical.
It was very hypocritical. But I think that was almost his attempt to heat and his attempt to try to make himself look like the heel in this. Because on paper, you look at it and you're going, wait, Sting was a WCW guy. He's never wrestled in WWE. I shouldn't be cheering for Sting.
Yeah.
So I think with that, Triple H has to find a way to try to get that heat. That's why I think it worked.
But I don't think it worked.
We'll disagree on that. That's fair. No big deal on that. Oh my goodness gracious, folks! And this goes without question. This was the dumbest. Yeah, this is 2 thumbs down. Aggie, get the f over here because we need more thumbs down.
The Ascension faced Darren Young and some local jobber, I'm assuming. At the end, the primetime players were united, and I think this is a bad time to bring them back. With Mizdow and Miz and the Dust Brothers going down. If this is your replacement for the tag team division, it's not giving me any hope.
I think, I'm not going to throw money down on it or anything. They brought him back to get buried by the Ascension.
I'm assuming this is what they're going to try to fill the void with in the tag team division.
At least in the tag team division, like they needed another tag team. And God, Usos, Cesaro, and Tyson Kidd. Then the Ascension, then the primetime players.
That's your new top 4 after WrestleMania. Are you kidding me?
Next up was Damian Mizdow versus Bad News Barrett. I definitely want to get your rating on this.
I'm going to get 1 up and 1 down.
I'll go 1 up, 1 down as well.
Burying Mizdow before the breakup of Mizdow and Miz is one of the worst things you can do.
And it was almost the exact same thing happened, too. Miz came out, sat on his chair, distracted Mizdow, and Mizdow lost. It's happened 2 weeks in a row now.
I saw this last week, but I don't want to watch it again.
And we talked about it last week. We were a little disappointed in last week. We didn't think it was the downfall of the feud or anything like that, but they said that they needed to pick it back up a little bit.
I think it's definitely losing more credibility.
They didn't do it. Yeah. Why do it just straight up again the next week? Why can't you just at least... even if it's giving them less time, just do something different. You don't have to do that all over again. Literally, go back and watch it, folks. It's the exact same thing that happened last week.
Feel like them having Wade be the guy to have the good part of the segment is better. It outweighs Mizdow.
Definitely.
So,
and I think he deserves it too, without a doubt.
They chose the right way, but I just don't think Mizdow was the right choice to have him do that. Like,
what do you think about Bad News Barrett getting tied up and signing the contract? That was all right. I thought it was kind of cool.
I thought it was really cool because that's Dean Ambrose's character.
Right, being the crazy person. You know, you tie someone up to make them.
It's consistent. It gives us now we actually know that there's going to be a match at FastLane.
Then next up, it's a little interesting. We had Natalya and Tyson Kidd versus Naomi and Jimmy Uso, the married couples fighting a tag team match.
So you want to give our rankings?
I'm going to go thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm going to go 2 thumbs down because Cesaro is ringside, and he is literally the worst wrestler I've ever seen in my life.
Really, honestly, the funny part is it wasn't even about them. This whole entire match was not even about those tag teams.
Did I call it?
They announced
Did I call it?
Match.
Did I call it?
Because I think, because of the NXT Fatal 4-Way Divas match, it was pretty much Naomi versus Natalya tonight.
And you want to know what? I wasn't disappointed.
I really wasn't, though.
Because they went so hard.
I was very impressed with Naomi and Natalya. Good for them. And if anything, just good for them to go out and show out and realize that we can't let these NXT women take our spotlight. So next up, throughout the night, I think ended up being 3 short segments. Bray Wyatt cut some promos again tonight.
On the unknown source.
On the unknown person he's facing.
But he was building... what was he building?
Seriously, I don't know if it's true. It looked like he was building a casket. What do you think of the segments tonight? We don't have to get our rankings, but what do you think of them? They were
solid.
Bray Wyatt's always solid.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
We get Big Show versus Daniel Bryan. Like I said, role reversal night.
Switching the feuds.
Even in the main event, for crying out. What happened earlier in the night was Roman versus Kane, and Daniel Bryan was on the outside getting them distracted. What happened tonight? It was Big Show versus Daniel with Roman on the outside trying to distract him.
Switching the feuds didn't make sense.
No, it didn't make sense at all.
I mean,
it's bad when the best things about these 2 matches were things that happened on commentary and on the outside of the ring. That's not good. Go ahead and rank the match first, just real quick.
It's going to be a tough one.
It's going to be tough. I'm going to have to go down and a half.
I'm going to go up and a half.
I'm not saying it was like bad in ring work. It just didn't really catch me. They were doing a lot of like the bear hugs and the chokehold, and it's just,
but it did get entertaining after.
It did get near the end of it. The finish of the match was a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah.
I agree. Daniel was about to do a top rope move to Big Show. Then Roman Reigns came in and started beating up on the Big Show, and ended up having Big Show win by disqualification, which upset Daniel.
The one thing I want to talk about is how much better Daniel was on commentary than Roman was.
Right. Roman was it was very basic.
Roman was on for like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then he got up, stopped doing commentary, started throwing T-shirts, signing autographs, taking selfies.
It's different. Yeah, if he lasts 3 minutes long on commentary, there's obvious trust issues with a microphone in that man's hand.
It would just seem kind of pointless to even have him out there. It would have made more sense if they would have brought him out after Daniel's match, or like to interrupt Daniel's match. And he just came out of nowhere.
The brawl, though. What do you think about the brawl that kind of happened? They were scuffing around. They barely shook hands, and they went back at it and everything like that. What do you think of that?
Thought it was needed.
It was, yeah. It was
good. It was needed. It's perfect lead up. Just as long as they don't have anything on SmackDown.
Right, and they weren't like doing like moves or anything to each other. They were just like brawling.
Yeah,
so I mean, it didn't give away too much of the match itself. I think at this point right now, you have to have Brock Lesnar involved in that ending, no matter what.
Even before
or
Monday.
It's going to look ridiculous, and people are just going to be pissed off. Or just going to
even before Monday. I definitely thought that he needed to be there.
I thought he needed to at least be there, but now I think he needs to get involved.
I'm still under the impression that he's going to be the reason for the DQ, and that's the reason it's going to be a triple threat match.
That's a solid prediction. If you guys want our predictions for FastLane, go ahead and get us a tweet.
Give our total ranking for this episode.
I'm going to give it some credit. I wish I could go in between a thumb down and a half, so I'll go a half, just for hell's sake.
I'm going to go up and a down.
Because one, the crowd was great. If this Raw was remotely good in anybody's opinion, I think the crowd has a lot to do with it. But we'll get on to that. Hold on, actually, I forgot something real quick. Hold on.
That was longest shit of my life. Jesus Christ. Alright. I had some time to think about it on toilet. I still have deal and upper on table. You want me to do video?
No, I'm good. I think I kind of accomplished it by myself.
Are you kidding me?
Nah,
I came here for nothing.
I did it. Hey, Borat, calm down. I can literally accomplish the show by myself.
Well, good damn it. All right. Well, I'll be back next week with more big upper.
Is that a Jameis Winston accent you have, sir?
It's something Florida State.